She was the kind of bride people prayed to become, rich, flawless, madly in love. But just minutes before her fairytale wedding, she heard her groom say something no woman should ever hear. He didn't love her. He was using her. And the worst part. He said it while kissing her best friend behind a closed door. She could have run. She could have cried. But instead, she walked back down the aisle like a queen, and turned her heartbreak into revenge that shook the entire city. This is the story of the billionaire bride who overheard betrayal and gave the wedding of a lifetime a shocking twist no one will ever forget. They called her the Diamond Bride. The kind of woman who didn't just wear luxury, she was luxury. Her name? Zara Aliwademila Fehmi, billionaire heiress to the Fehmi Group, a woman whose perfume alone could silence a room. And today, she was getting married. Slow pan across a beachside wedding venue in Lagos. Ivory roses. Gold-trimmed chairs. Paparazzi flashing. Guests in designer outfits. The setting screams wealth. From Lagos to London, people were watching. This wasn't just a wedding, it was an event. A celebration of power, of love, or so everyone thought. Sitting in a silk robe. Perfect face. Deep brown skin glowing. Eyes closed as her makeup artist applies final touches. Her diamond engagement ring sparkles. She had waited 3 years for this day. 3 years of loving a man who wasn't from her world. Jide Olamide, ambitious, charming, and dangerously handsome. He didn't have her money, but he had her heart. Young Zora and Jide laughing in a street cafe. Montage of intimate dinners, hand-holding, traveling. He lifts her when she laughs. Her family warned her. Her friends doubted him. But she believed in Jide. She believed that sometimes, love could rise above status. Zora opens her eyes. Her best friend and maid of honor, Lara, enters. And right by her side was her oldest friend, Lara. The one who wiped her tears, zipped her dresses, and stood by her since secondary school. But on this day, both the man and the friend she trusted most would betray her. Zara walking down a corridor in heels, on her way to the pre-ceremony interview. She was meant to give a short pre-wedding interview to the press, but fate led her down a different hallway. One that would break her heart, and awaken the side of her no one had ever seen. In exactly 3 minutes, Zara would hear the truth behind her perfect wedding. And the woman she was this morning would die. They say curiosity kills the cat. But what about a bride who follows a whisper and finds her whole world burning behind a door? Zara walking alone down a corridor in her white pre-wedding heels. The soft rustle of her gown. Her expression is serene, almost too calm. She was heading to her interview, the cameras were waiting. But something made her pause. A soft giggle, a voice she recognized. Light laughter. A man whispering. A woman saying, "Stop, someone might hear us." It was coming from the private lounge. The one she reserved for herself, for peace. But what she heard was anything but peace. Hand gently on the doorknob, but she doesn't push. She just listens. Zara had always trusted Jide. Trusted Lara. Trusted love. But today, she'd learn, love can lie. And best friends can become backstabbers. Jide's voice, arrogant, confident. "Relax babe, just 2 more hours and it's done. I marry her, secure the bag, and we're gone before the end of the honeymoon." "You sure she'll never suspect?" "Jide. She's blinded by love. She has no idea. But you're the one I want." Her body stiffens. Her chest rises slowly, then falls. Her soul cracked. But not a single tear fell. Zara didn't scream. She didn't break in. She just stood there, frozen. As the man she was about to marry, and the woman who was supposed to fix her veil, planned to ruin her. Cold. Pale. Eyes wide open, but dry. In that moment, something inside her changed. The love died. And something darker took its place. She slowly turns and walks away. No one sees her. No one stops her. She didn't run. She didn't cry. She just walked out of the building and disappeared. The next time they'd see her, she'd be wearing the same dress, but she wouldn't be the same woman. Because sometimes, the best revenge begins with silence. 2 hours. That's how long the bride was gone. The wedding was on hold. The guests were restless. But no one could reach Zora. Not even Jide. Guests murmuring in their seats. Cameras flashing awkwardly. Jide pacing, pretending to smile. Lara nervously adjusting her hair. Jide kept lying through his teeth. She's just touching up makeup. She'll be here soon. But inside, he was sweating. Because if Zara had heard what he said behind that door, everything was about to explode. And then, she walked in. Zara enters the venue, same dress. Same heels. Same ring. But her aura, unrecognizable. Her face was flawless. Her steps slow and intentional. And her eyes, cold, calm, calculated. The kind of calm that comes after a storm has already decided what it's going to destroy. Guest whisper. Jide smiles awkwardly and walks toward her. Jide. Babe, you scared me. I thought. Zara raises a finger. He stops mid-sentence. She smiles softly, a smile that doesn't touch her eyes. She didn't yell. She didn't slap him. She just nodded and said, "Let's begin." Zara walking beside her father. Slow motion. Lara stands ahead. Her face pale. Zara's gaze never breaks from hers. Everyone thought the wedding was back on. But what they didn't know was that the bride had changed. She wasn't here to marry. She was here to end things, beautifully. Zara reaches the altar. The officiant begins. Jide holds her hand. She holds his too, but with the grip of a woman holding her enemy's final moment. She recited her vows, word by word. Every line was laced with venom. But wrapped in silk. I vow to love you, like you loved me. To honor you, the way you honored my trust. And to cherish you, the way you cherished what's mine. Only Lara hears the double meaning. Her hands shake. Her smile cracks. She said her vows like poetry. But it wasn't love. It was a warning. And only 2 people in that room understood it. One was about to fall. The other was about to burn the altar. Fade to black. One sentence lingers. You don't betray a woman like Zora and expect her to walk away quietly. She stood before him, glowing, graceful, and unreadable. The cameras were rolling. The guests were watching. And Jide still believed the wedding would go on. Priest begins his final question. Officiant. Zara Aliwademila Femi, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? Pause. Silence. All eyes on her. She stares at Jide. Then, she speaks. She took the mic and smiled. But what she said next wasn't a vow. It was a revelation. Zara, steady voice. Before I say I do, I'd like to say a few words from the heart. Camera pans around the confused guest. Jide's fake smile twitches. Lara shifts nervously behind Zara. Zara, calmly. To my darling Jide. I want to thank you. Thank you for showing me exactly who you are, before it was too late. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Jide's smile fades. His jaw tenses. Lara looks like she's about to faint. And Zora. She's just getting started. Zara. When I heard you say I was nothing more than a business opportunity. That after marrying me you'd disappear with the woman you really love. I realized something. I realized how grateful I am to have heard it with my own ears. Audience in shock. Phones come out. Some guests cover their mouths. Zara, holding back tears. And Laura, my oldest friend. My sister in spirit. Thank you for showing me how envy hides behind smiles. Laura collapses into a chair, face drained of color. Jide lunges forward. Jide. Zara, please, this isn't the place. Zara cuts him off. No, Jide. This is exactly the place. Because you tried to embarrass me behind closed doors. So I'm just returning the favor, with elegance. She signals someone. A staff member walks in and hands her a phone. She taps play, ****. Jide and Lara's recorded conversation blasts through the venue speakers. Recording. Just marry her. Secure the bag. It's you I want. Jide's voice. Screams. Mamas. Guest rise. Jide tries to grab the phone. Zara steps back. And that was the final nail. Zara. You don't get to humiliate me and walk down the aisle like a king. You don't get to destroy love and expect a happy ending. She removes the ring slowly, lifts his hand, and drops it in his palm, like trash. Zara. I was your stepping stone. But now, I'm your downfall. She turns away from the altar, lifts her train, and walks out, guests parting like the Red Sea. The bride didn't say I do. She said, I see you. And sometimes, that's even louder. The internet broke before the bouquet hit the floor. Zara's walkout became the moment, reposted, remixed, replayed. One headline read, Billionaire bride destroys groom with a mic and a smile. But that was only the beginning. Zara alone in her private suite. The gown still on. Makeup untouched. She looks into the mirror, not sad, but reborn. She wasn't crying. She wasn't mourning. She was planning. Flashback montage, Zara's lawyers, accountants, and private investigators assembling documents. Within 48 hours, Zara filed a public lawsuit against Jide for fraud, emotional damages, and image defamation. His startup. Frozen. His investors. Pulled out. His public image. In ashes. Cut to Jide on the news, disgraced, hiding from reporters. Laura disappears from social media. And Laura. She lost her job, her access, her dignity. No friend groups. No industry invites. Just silence. But Zara didn't stop there. She launched something bigger. Zara, voiceover of interview. I was almost fooled by love. Now I found women who almost lost themselves trying to beat enough. She founded the Veil Project, a non-profit for women escaping toxic relationships. And within months, she was invited to speak at global conferences. Not as the bride left at the altar, but as the billionaire who turned betrayal into power. Scene cuts to Zara on stage in a red pantsuit. Calm. Poised. Applauded. And what about love? Well. Final reveal scene. Zara stepping out of a black SUV, hand in hand with her new partner, her longtime bodyguard, Tolu. Quiet. Loyal. Always watching from the background. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't rich. But he never betrayed her. Never looked at another woman. And never tried to dim her light. Sometimes, heartbreak is the fire. But baby, I was born for the smoke. Fade out. Final shot, Zara looking into the camera, the world behind her. You don't destroy a woman like me and expect to walk free. She never said I do. She said I know. And when she walked away from that altar, she didn't leave broken. She left untouchable. He lost the bride, the fortune, the future. And all he could do was watch her shine brighter than ever before. Some women break down after betrayal. Others build empires out of it. Subscribe for more real-life stories with unforgettable endings. Because not every bride walks away crying.